Marcus Washington, MTC Media. Hey, I know everything that Tony Bennett did in Charlottesville is terrific, and he deserves all his flowers. My question to the networks, my question to the fans, my question to the media: when do we allow this team to have their own identity? I understand that when some networks that don't cover that don't carry Virginia all the time. Of course, you're gonna bring up all the Tony Bennett stuff and Tony Bennett and Tony Bennett, and then you want to compare this team and what they're doing to what Tony Bennett did and stuff. But after a while, it becomes unfair. After a while, let's look at this team as their identity, as Sanchez's identity, as these players, new and the ones that are assuming new roles in their identity. Let's not forget, I know Virginia got blown out against Tennessee and St. John's. You know what? Last year during the non-conference, they got blown out by Memphis and Wisconsin. Did anyone panic? No, they didn't panic. Virginia still finished high up in the ACC, and by the end of the season, not too many people were talking about that Wisconsin game or that Memphis game. It was like, oh man, Virginia's Virginia. So let these guys adjust. Let Sanchez adjust. You've already seen a little bit of it. When the season started, Day-Day Ames was coming off the bench. And then Rhodey came off the bench. And the Manhattan game, he decided to bring TJ Power off the bench, and Power has been struggling. Maybe under the old regime and some of the things and the terminologies and who was playing around him when Bennett was coaching might have helped TJ Power. I think he's adjusting after not having played that much at Duke. The young man sat on the bench a lot, and now you're looking at a changing environment where a staff is an interim staff. They're trying to put their identity on it. Powers in a new system with new terminology. Give them time. For Virginia, it is going to be what they do in their ACC schedule. And can they still finish top 5, which they were predicted to do at ACC Media Day before Bennett stepped down? They can. I don't think there's a lot of necessarily world beaters in the ACC. You do have Duke, you have North Carolina. Wake is very good, but there are wins in that conference, believe you me, and there are going to be teams that match, or that Virginia matches up well. Think about it this way: Carolina would bludgeon you with their bigs, and they hurt UVA last year when Carolina had a terrible shooting game but still won, right? Well, that's what St. John's and Tennessee did to them. They were big, they were athletic, they kind of overpowered UVA. North Carolina's not built like that this year. North Carolina they're not even out rebounding teams, nevertheless overpowering teams. So you have to look at the landscape of the conference too. Now, there might be a team further down that does have that could give Virginia some problems, but give them time. Let Sanchez have some time to, slowly put in his stuff. Let these kids have time to learn their roles and to adjust, for the ones who have been there, to things that are slightly different. It's not worldly different, the things slightly different. They're asking to do that. By the way, Virginia's pretty young. I cover another team that's young in Georgetown. They're pretty young. Give them time. More importantly, let them have their own identity. It's Marcus Washington.